Vandeyam Shri Guru Shri Yatha Parakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sangrajatam Sahagana Raganatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sabadutam Harijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Paran Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vidamscha Om Ajnana Timarandasya Gyanajana Shalakaya Chakshuranitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Gurva Bhistam Supurakam Gurganara Sisha Sambhushitam Chintya Chintya Samasta Veda Nipanam Shirupa Patanugam Govindabhidam Unshwalam Bharatanum Bhaktyan Vidam Sundaram Vande Vishwaguruncha Tivyad Bhagavat Prem Noe Bija Pradam Devam Divyatanum Suchanavaranam Balarka Chelanchitam Sandrananda Puram Sadeka Varanam Vairagya Vidyamburim Sri Siddhanta Nidhim Subhakti Lasitam Saraswatanam Varam Vandetam Shubharam Madhika Sharanam Nyasishwara Sridharam Vanchakalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanibhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Mahabaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gauratavishe Namah. So we're hearing from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita by Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami, translation and commentary by Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. This is Madhya-lila chapter 24, explanations of the Atmarama verse. Text number 214. Deharami karma nishta yaggi karijan satsange karma tyaje koraya bhajan. Those who are in the bodily conception, Mahaprabhu speaking to Sanatan Goswami, those who are in the bodily conception mainly engage in fruitive activity. Those who perform yagyas and ritualistic ceremonies are also considered in the same category. However, when such persons come in contact with the pure devotee, they give up their fruitive activity and fully engage in the service of the Lord. Karmani asmin anasvase duma dumratmanam bhavan apayayati govinda parapadma savam madhu. We have just begun performing this fruitive activity as sacrificial fire, but due to the many imperfections in our action, we are not certain of its result. Our bodies have become black from the smoke, but we are factually pleased by the nectar of the lotus feet of the personality of God Govinda, which you are distributing. This verse from the Srimad Bhagavatam was spoken to Sutta Goswami at the meeting of the great sages at Naimisharanya. The great sages were headed by Shonaka, and Sutta Goswami was speaking of the glorious activities of the Lord at that meeting. At that time, all the rishis assembled there neglected to complete the ritualistic ceremonies because there was no positive assurance of the results. All the performers were coated with black ash due to the large amount of smoke coming from the fire. Tapasvi prabriti jata deharami hoy sarusange tapachadi Shri Krishna bhajai. The tapasvis, those who undergo severe austerities and penances to elevate themselves to the higher planetary systems, are also in the same category. When such persons come in contact with the devotee, they give up all those practices and engage in Lord Krishna's service. Yatpana seva viruchis tapasvinam asesha janmo pachitam alamdiya sadya shinoti anvaham edati sati yatha parangushta vinishritadsarit. The taste for loving service is like the water of the river Ganges, which flows from the lotus feet of Lord Krishna. Every day that taste diminishes the results of sinful activities acquired over a period of many births by those who perform austerities. Deharami sarvakam sab atmarama Krishna Kripa, Krishna Bhaje Chari Sab Kama. As long as one labors under the bodily conception, one must fulfill volumes and volumes of material desires. Thus a person is called Atmarama. When such an Atmarama is favored by the mercy of Krishna, he gives up his so-called self-satisfaction and engages in the loving service of the Lord. Stana bilasi tapasis ditoham tvam praptavan deva munendra guyam kacham vichinvanapi divya ratnam swamim gritartosmi varam nayache. When he was being blessed by the Lord, Dhruva Maharaj said, "O my Lord, because I was seeking an opulent material position, I was performing severe types of penance and austerity. Now I have gotten you who are very difficult for the great sage. Now I have gotten you who are very difficult for the great sages, saintly persons, and kings to attain. I was searching after a piece of glass, but instead I have found the most valuable gem, most valuable jewel. Therefore, I am so satisfied that I do not wish to ask any benediction from you." Okay. So Dhruva Maharaj, he's a very young boy. He went into the forest and was searching after the Lord, performing austerities. But when he did so because he had some material desire in mind. He wanted a kingdom. Because he was not the oldest son, he wanted a kingdom that was better than the oldest son who would receive the inheritance of his father. So then Dhruva Maharaj went to perform austerity so that he could actually gain a position better than his brothers. But when the Lord came to him, when the Lord appeared to him, Dhruva Maharaj spoke like this. He says, "I was searching after a piece of glass, but instead I have found the most valuable jewel. Therefore, I am so satisfied that I do not wish to ask any benediction from you." Because he had hoped for this benediction of getting something better than his elder brother. But when he actually saw the Lord, that desire went away from his mind, and he said, "I was searching after some piece and pieces of broken glass. Instead, I've gotten a jewel." Echari arta saha hoila tesha arta aratin arta shuna parama samarta. In addition to the 19 meanings of the verse mentioned previously, there are 4 further meanings when the word Atmarama is taken to mean those laboring under the bodily conception. This brings the total to 23. Now here of another 3 meanings which are very suitable. Cha shabde samuchaye ara artakoi atmaramascha munayascha krishnere bhajai. As mentioned above, the word cha can be used to mean aggregate, to increase. According to this meaning, all the Atmaramas and Munis engage in Krishna's service. Besides aggregate, there is another meaning of the word cha. Nirgranta hoya ihapi nirdharane ramaschar krishnascha yatha viharaye vanye. The word nirgranta can be used as an adjective, and api can be used in the sense of certainty. For instance, Ramascha, Krishna's cha means that both Rama and Krishna enjoy walking in the forest. Cha shabde anvachaye arta kohyara bato bikam ataka gam shanaya jajche prakar. The word cha can also present a secondary thing to be done at the same time. This way of understanding the word cha is called anvachaye. An example is, "O brahmachari, go out to collect alms and at the same time bring in the cows." So go out and get something to eat, and then bring in and at the same time bring in the cows. Krishna manane muni Krishna sarada bhajai Atmarama bhaje gona artakoi. Saintly persons who are always meditating upon Krishna are engaged in the devotional service of the Lord. The Atmaramas are also engaged in the Lord's service. This is the indirect import. Cha evarte munaya eva Krishnare bhajai Atmaramapi api garha artakoi. Okay. The anvachaye meaning of the word cha indicates that between the two words compounded by the word cha, one is given more importance and the other is considered subordinate. For example, O brahmachari, please go out and collect alms and at the same time bring in the cows. In this statement, the collection of alms is of first importance, and the second business of collecting the cows is subordinate. Similarly, one who always meditates upon Krishna is mainly a devotee of Krishna engaged in his devotional service. Other Atmaramas are subordinate in devotional service. The primary meeting is like that. Go out and bring in some alms, bring in some food, and at the same time, while you're out, bring the cows back. So the cows is a secondary meaning. Bring the cows is a secondary meaning, but the main thing is bring us something to eat. Bring us something to eat, but bring the cows in when you go out. Cha evarte muniya eva krishnare bhajai atmaramapi api garha artakoi. The word cha can also be used to indicate the certainty that only saintly persons are engaged in rendering devotional service to Krishna. In the combination atmaramapi, api is used in the sense of censure. Nirgrantaya e duhara visheshan ara arta shuna chaiche sadhuran sangam. The word nirgranta can be taken as an adjective modifying Muni and Atmarama. There is another meaning which you may hear from me, indicating association with the devotee. Now I shall explain how it is that through the association of devotees, even a nirgranta can become a devotee. Nirgranta shabde kohetabe bhyara nirdan sadhu sange sehokore Sri Krishna bhajan. The word nirgranta, when combined with api, used in the sense of certainty, indicates a person who is a hunter by profession or who is very poor. Nonetheless, when such a person associates with a great saint like Narada, he engages in in Lord Krishna's devotional service. Krishna Ramascha Eva Hoy Krishna Manan. Krishna Ramascha Eva Hoy Krishna Manana Byara Hoya Hoy Puja Bhagavatottama. The words Krishna Ramascha refer to one who takes pleasure in thinking of Krishna. Even though such a person may be a hunter, he is still worshipable and is the best of devotees. Ek bhakta vyadera kata shuna sabadane ja hoite hoy sat sangap mahimarajane. I shall now narrate the story of how a hunter became a great devotee by the association of such an exalted personality as Narad Muni. From this story, one can understand the greatness of associating with pure devotees. Ekdin Sri Narada Deki Narayana Triveni Snane Prayan Korila Gamana. Once upon a time, the great Saint Narada, after visiting Once upon a time, the great Saint Narada, after visiting Lord Narayan in the Vaikunthas, went to Prayag to bathe at the confluence of the three rivers, the Ganges, Yamuna, and Saraswati. The great Saint Narada is so liberated that he can go to the Vaikuntha planets to see Narayan, and then immediately come to this planet in the material world and go to Prayag to bathe in the confluence of three rivers. That's Ganga, Saraswati, and the Jamuna. The word Triveni refers to a confluence of three rivers. This confluence is still visited by many hundreds of thousands of people who go there to bathe, especially during the Madhya-lila, which occurs during the month of January. A liberated person who has no material body can go anywhere and everywhere. Therefore, a living entity is called Sarvaga, which indicates that he can go anywhere and everywhere. Presently, what? A liberated person who has no material body can go anywhere and everywhere. Therefore, a living entity is called Sarvaga, which indicates that he can go anywhere and everywhere. So, Narad Muni is a great devotee, he can go anywhere. Presently, scientists are trying to go to other planets, but due to their material bodies, they are not free to move at will. However, when one is situated in his original spiritual body, he can move anywhere and everywhere without difficulty. Within this material world, there is a planet called Siddhaloka, Within this material world, there is a planet called Siddhaloka, whose inhabitants could go from one planet to another without the aid of a machine or space rocket. In the material world, every planet has a specific advantage, vibhuti bina. In the spiritual world, however, all the planets and their inhabitants are composed of spiritual energy. Because there are no material impediments, it is said that everything in the spiritual world is one. Okay. Vanapati deke mriga ache bhume pari banavira bhagnapada kore dad fari. Narad Muni saw that a deer was lying on the path through the forest, and that it was pierced by an arrow. It had broken legs and was twisting due to much pain. Arakat durek dekena shakar taiche vida bhagna pad kore dud pad. Further ahead, Narad Muni saw a boar pierced by an arrow. Its legs were also broken, and it was twisting in pain. Aichiek shashaka deki arakata dure jivara dukkha deki narada vyakula antare. When he went further, he saw a rabbit who was also suffering. Narad Muni was greatly pained at heart to see living entities suffer so he found a half-killed boar, he found a half-killed deer, he found a rabbit had been shot by an arrow and left to die by itself in much pain with broken limbs. Kataduri deke biara brike antahaya mriga maribariache Bana Judia. When Narad Muni advanced further, he saw a hunter behind a tree. This hunter was holding arrows, and he was ready to kill more animals. Shama Varna Raktanetra Maha Bhagyakar Danor Bana Hastejena Jama Dandadar. And the hunter's body was blackish. He had reddish eyes, and he appeared fierce. The hunter's body was blackish, he had reddish eyes, and he appeared fierce. It was as if the superintendent of death, Yamaraj, were standing there with a bow and arrows in his hands. Patachari naratara nikata chalila, narade deki mriga sab palaya gela. When Narad Muni left the forest path and went to the hunter, all the animals immediately saw him and fled. Krudahaya byaratare gali dite chai narada prabhave muke gali nahiai. When all the animals fled, the hunter wanted to chastise Narad with abusive language, but due to Narad's presence, he could not utter anything abusive. He wanted to start cursing and swearing. When all the animals fled, the hunter wanted to chastise Narad with abusive language, but due to Narad's presence, he could not utter anything abusive. Gosai parayana patachari keniaila tomadeki moralagai tomadeki moralakya mrigapalaila. The hunter addressed Narad Muni, O Goswami, O great saintly person, why have you left the general path through the forest to come to me? I simply by seeing you, all the animals I was hunting have become fled. All the animals I was hunting have now fled. Narad kohe patabule ailana puchite mani exam shayahoy taha kandaite. Narad Muni replied, leaving the path I have come to you to settle a doubt that is in my mind. Pate jay shukara mriga jani tomar hoy vyarakohe jay kaha seta ashray. I was wondering whether all the boars and other animals that are half killed belong to you. The hunter replied, yes, what you are saying is so. Yes, all these animals that are half killed, that's my doing. Narada kohe jadi jive mare tumi bai. Narada kohe jadi jive mara tumi ban. Arda mara kara kene na lao paran. Narad Muni then inquired, why did you not kill the animals completely? Why did you half kill them by piercing their bodies with arrows? Vyarakohe nana vyarakohe shunagosai mrigari moranam pitara shikate ami kori aichekam. The hunter replied, my dear saintly person, my name is Mrigari, enemy of animals. My father taught me to kill them in that way, by half killing them. Just leave half killing them, but don't kill them completely. I learned this from my father. Arda Mara Jiba Jadi Dad Fanda Kore Tabe Ta Ananda Mora Badaye Antare. When I see half-killed animals suffer, I feel great pleasure. Anandamo, right? I feel great happiness in seeing these half-killed animals suffering. Narada kohe ek bastu mage tomar stane vyada kohe mrigade loha jay tomaramane. Narad Muni then told the hunter, I have one thing to beg of you. The hunter replied, you may take whatever animals or anything else you would like. So I'll give you whatever you like. You can take any animal skins or anything else that you have. Mriga chala chaha jadi aisha moragare jay chaha taha diva Mrigo Vyagram Bare. I have many skins. If you would like if you would like them, I shall give you either a deer skin or a tiger skin. And then you can sit on that. Or in the case of Brahmananda Bharati, he was dressed in a deer skin. Narada kohe ihami kichuna hichahi ara ek dana ami mage tomatai. Narad Muni said, I do not wish any of the skins. I am asking only one thing from you in charity. Kali hoite tumije mrigadi mariba pratame maribam arda mori na koriba. I beg you that from this day on you will kill animals completely and not leave them half dead. You finish killing the animals, you don't leave them twisting in pain, half dead. Byara kohe kibadan magila amare arda marile kiba hoy taha kahamore. A hunter replied, my dear sir, what are you asking me? What is wrong with the animals lying there half killed? Will you please explain this to me? Narada kohe arda marile jiva paibyata jive dukkha ditecha tomara hoy be ache avasta. Narada Muni explained, if you leave the animals half dead, you are purposely giving them pain. Therefore, you will have to suffer in retaliation. Byara tumi jiva mara alpa aparada tomar kadartana diyamora a papapar. Narad Muni continued, my dear hunter, your business is killing animals. That is a slight offense on your part. But when you consciously give them unnecessary pain by leaving them half dead, you incur very great sins. Narada Muni continued, my dear hunter, your business is killing animals. That is a slight offense on your part. But when you consciously give them unnecessary pain by leaving them half dead, you incur very great sins. Kadartiya tumi jata marilo jivere tara chaiche tumi naradibe janma janmantare. Narad Muni continued, all the animals that you have killed and given unnecessary pain will kill you one after another in your next life and in life after that. So you'll get reactions for all these animals that you killed. They'll kill you in your future lives, one after the other. So that means a lot of animals, a lot of animals killed by Mrigari, and he'll have to get much karma. Of course, nowadays everything is industrialized, so they've industrialized getting bad karma by killing millions of animals.
How does it go? The killer of the cow suffers the karma, those who butcher the cow, those who transport the meat, those who sell it, those who cook it, those who serve it, those who eat it, all take that karma.
Yep. Narada Sange Vyaderaman Prasana Hoila Tara Bhakya Shuni More Baya Upajila. In this way, through the association of the great sage Narada Muni, the hunter was a little conversant of was a little convinced of a sinful activity. In this way, through the association of the great sage Narada Muni, the hunter was a little convinced of a sinful activity. He therefore became somewhat afraid due to his offenses. Byarakohe Balya Hoite Amara Karma Keno Kemanane Kemane Tarimumui Pamara Adama. Let me see. Biarako he baya hoite e amara karma. Kemane Tarimu Mui Pamara Adama. The hunter then admitted that he was convinced of his sinful activity and said, I've been taught this business from my very childhood. Now I am wondering how I can become freed from these unlimited volumes of spiritual activity. Sinful activity. I'm a little tired. The hunter then admitted that he was convinced of his sinful activity, and he said, I've been taught this business from my very childhood. Now I am wondering how I can become freed from these unlimited volumes of sinful activity. E pap jai mora kemona upaye nishtara kohara more paranto marapaye. The hunter continued, my dear sir, please tell me how I can be relieved from the reactions of my sinful life. Now I fully surrender unto you and fall down at your lotus feet. Please deliver me from sinful reactions. Narada kohe jadidara amara bachan tabe se korite pare tomara mochan. Narada Muni assured the hunter, if you listen to my instructions, I shall find the way that you can be liberated. Byarakohe Jekoha Seta Koriba Narada Kohe Danuka Banga Tabe Se Kahiba. The hunter then said, my dear sir, whatever you say I shall do. Narada immediately ordered him, first of all, break your bow, then I shall tell you what is to be done. So the first instruction of when he surrendered to Narada Muni and asked to be instructed, Narada Muni spoke to the hunter. He said, first of all, break your bow. Byada kohe danuka bangile bartiba kimone narada kohe ami ana diba pratidine. The hunter replied, if I break my bow, how shall I maintain myself? Narada Muni replied, do not worry, I shall supply all your food every day. Danuka bangi vyara barachanane padila Tare Utaya Narada Upadesha Koila. Being thus assured by the great sage Narada Muni, the hunter broke his bow, immediately fell down at the saint's lotus feet and fully surrendered. After this, Narada Muni raised him with his hand and gave him instructions for spiritual advancement. Garigiya Brahmane Deho Jata Achedan Ek Vastrapari Bahira How Duijan. Narada Muni then advised the hunter, return home and distribute whatever riches you have to the pure Brahmins who know the absolute truth. After you have distributed all your riches to the Brahmins, you and your wife should leave home, each taking only one cloth to wear. So that means wrapping oneself in long cloth, dhoti and top. Nadi tire ekani kutira kariya tara age ek pindi Tulasi Ropia. Narada Muni continued, leave your home and go to the river. There you should construct a small cottage, and in front of the cottage you should grow a tulsi plant on a raised platform. So.
Raise his karma? Raise karma?
What is your question?
He's advising him for his karma.
Yeah, he says you're going to have to suffer so many because of your sinful activity. All these animals you have killed just because you like seeing them suffer. You're going to have to get karma. For every animal you killed, you're going to have to be born again, and that animal will get the chance to kill you in future births. So you'll take birth after birth, and all the animals that you have killed, one after one, they're going to come and kill you. Then the hunter was a little concerned, and Narad Muni showed him something of, this is what when is going to happen to you. And then he is very concerned. Okay, please do something to help me get out of this. Then he says, the Narad Muni says, all right, you're asking my instruction, and my first instruction is break your bow. And he says, if I break my bow, how will I make a living? You know, I'll break my bow. How will I make a living, you know? In those days, there were no Uber drivers, so, you know, he had to break his bow. And he's saying, how will I make a living? And then Narad Muni says, all right, don't worry, I will supply you, you know? Then Narad Muni says, I'll take care of you. You don't worry about this. And then he says, then the hunter broke his bow, and he fell at Narad's lotus feet and surrendered after this. Narad Muni raised him with his hand and gave him instructions. And he told him, return home and distribute whatever riches you have to the pure devotees, to the pure Brahmins, the devotees who know the absolute truth. After you distribute all your riches to the Brahmins, you and your wife should leave home, each taking only one cloth to wear. Means you'll dress very simply. Don't worry about how you're going to live. You'll be taken care of, and you can give away all your riches because you've made so much money by selling skins and killing animals. And Nadi tire ek khani kutera korea tara age ek pindi tulasi ropia. Narad Muni continued, leave your home and go to the river. There you should construct a small cottage, and in front of that cottage you should grow a tulsi plant on a raised platform. Tulasi parikrama kora tulasi sevan nirantara krishnanam koriya kirtan. After planting the tulsi tree before your house, you should daily circumambulate that tulsi plant, serve her by giving her water and other things, and continuously chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Amitomai Bahuana Pataimu Dine Se Ana Lobe Jatakau Duijane. Narad Muni continued, every day I shall send sufficient food to you both you and your wife. You can take as much food as you want. I'll supply, there'll be enough for you and your wife, and more than enough. And you can take whatever you want. Tabi se mrigadi tine narada shushta koila shushta hoya mrigadi tine dana palaila. The three animals that were half killed were then brought to their consciousness by the sage Narada. Indeed, the animals got up and swiftly fled. They were already writhing in pain and dying, and Narad Muni brought them back to consciousness without any broken limbs or anything, and they immediately fled. So one thing is important here that you can see. It's not necessary. People make so many difficult and complicated arrangements in order to live. They have to work hard, and they're putting away money for retirement and everything like that. In one sense, it's true. If they don't do that, nobody will take care of them. And in general terms, you know, even if they have some money from the government or from, as they say in England, the dole, You know, that won't always be enough to live. But we see that if people change their consciousness, they can live simply without so many complications in their life. You know? Indeed, the animals fled. Dikiya Vyadharamani Hoila Chamatkar Garegela Vyada Guruke Kore Namaskar. When the hunter saw the half-killed animals flee, he was certainly struck with wonder. He then offered his respectful obeisances to the sage Narada and returned home. So he could see the animals were almost dead, they had broken limbs, and by the power of Narada Muni, they all came back to life and ran away. Jatastani Narada Gela Vyaragare Aila Naradero Upadeshe Sakala Korila. After all this, Narada Muni went to his destination. After the hunter returned home, he exactly followed the instructions of his spiritual master Narada. So then the hunter began living as Narada told him. Grame Dvani Hoila Vyara Vaishnava Hoila Gramera Lok Sabha Anite Lagila. The news that the hunter had become a Vaishnava spread all over the village. Indeed, all the villagers brought alms and presented them to the Vaishnava who had formerly been a hunter. Egdinana ane dasha bishjane dine tataloi jatakai duijane. In one day, enough food was brought for 10 to 20 people, but the hunter and his wife would accept only as much as they could eat. Egdin narada koheshuna parbate amara ek sishya ache jalahadekite. One day, while speaking to his friend Parvat Muni, one day, while speaking to his friend Parvat Muni, Narad Muni requested him to go with him to see his disciple, the hunter. Tabe dui rishi aila se vyarastane durahoite vyarapaila gurur darshane. As the saintly sages approached the hunter's place, the hunter could see them from a distance. Aste vyaste dana ashe patanahi pai patera pipilika iti uti darepai. With great alacrity, the hunter began to run towards the spiritual master, but he could not fall down and offer obeisances because ants were running hither and thither around his feet. Okay, I love that, hither and thither. With great alacrity, the hunter began to run towards the spiritual master, but he could not fall down and offer obeisances because there were ants, and they were running hither and thither around his feet. There were many ants in the trail, and he didn't want to offer his obeisances and kill the ants.
Wow, he becomes so aware of it.
What? Iti-uti. Hither and thither. And the word for ant is pipilika. Pipilika. There were many ants running around. Dandavatstani pipilikare dekiya bastristana jadid pade dandavat hoya. Sing the ants. The hunter whisked them away with a piece of cloth. After this, clearing the ants from the ground, he fell down flat to offer his obeisances. So actually, he fanned them off the trail using his own cloth. Narada kohe vyada e na hoy ascharya haribhakti himsa shunya hoy sadubarya. Narada Muni said, "My dear hunter, such behavior is not at all astonishing. A man in devotional service is automatically non-violent. He is the best of gentlemen." In this verse, the word saduvarya means the best of gentlemen, or the best of sadhus. At the present moment, there are many so-called gentlemen who are expert in killing animals and birds. Nonetheless, these so-called gentlemen profess a type of religion that strictly prohibits killing, because they're Christians and it says thou shall not kill. But they're killing so many animals. Nonetheless, these so-called gentlemen profess a type of religion that strictly prohibits killing. According to Narad Muni, in Vedic culture, animal killers are not even gentlemen, to say nothing of being religious men. A religious person, a devotee of the Lord, must be non-violent. Such is the nature of a religious person. It is contradictory to be violent and at the same time call oneself a religious person. Such hypocrisy is not approved by Narad Muni and the disciplic succession. Etena I adbhuta vyara tava himsa daya etena I adbhuta vyara tava himsa dayo guna haribhakto pravrittaye nateshu paratapina. O hunter, good qualities like non-violence, which you have developed, are not very astonishing. For those engaged in the Lord's devotional service are never inclined to give pain to others because of envy. Tabise byada dohare angane anila kushana ani dohare bhakti basaila. The hunter then received the two great sages in the courtyard of his house. He spread out a straw mat for them to sit upon, and with great devotion he begged them to sit down. Jaw ani bhakti dohar para prakalila se jaw Sri Purushe piya tire hoila. He then fetched water and washed the sage's feet with great devotion. Then both husband and wife drank that water and sprinkled it on their heads. The water that had washed the feet of the sages, Narad Muni and Parvat Muni. Kampa Bulakashru Hoila, Krishna Namagana, Ardwa, Bahu Nritya, Kori, Bastra, Udaya. When the hunter chanted the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra before his spiritual master, his body trembled and tears welled up in his eyes. Filled with ecstatic love, he raised his hands and began to dance, waving his garments up and down. Dekiya Vyadara Prema Parvata Mahamuni Naradere Kohe Tumi How Sparsham Mani. When Parvat Muni saw the ecstatic, loving symptoms of the hunter, he told Narada, certainly you are a touchstone. Aho danyo si devarshe, aho danyo si devarshe, kripaya yasya tachanat, nichopi utpulako lebe, lubdako ratim Achute. Parvat Muni continued, my dear friend Narad Muni, you are glorified as a sage among the demigods. By your mercy, even a low-born person like this hunter can immediately become attached to Lord Krishna. A pure Vaishnava believes in the statements of the Shastras. This verse is quoted from the Vedic literature, the Skanda Purana. So Parvat Muni, who's with Narad Muni, says, my dear friend Narad Muni, you are glorified as a sage among the demigods. By your mercy, even a low-born person like this hunter can immediately become attached to Lord Krishna. Narada Kohe Vaishnava Tomar Anakichu Ai Vyada Kohe Jare Batao Se Diya Jai. Narada Muni then asked the hunter, my dear Vaishnava, do you have some income for your maintenance? The hunter replied, my dear spiritual master, whoever you send gives me something when he comes to see me. So many people are coming to see me and they bring me some food, bring me something. Eta anana patao kichu karyanai sabidui jana jogya bhakshamatra chai. The former hunter said, please do not send so much grain. Only send what is sufficient for 2 people, no more. He says, actually you're sending people and they're bringing food, but they're bringing too much. Please ask them to bring less. Narada kohe aiche raha tumi bhagavan etaboli duijana hoila antardan. Narad Muni approved his not wanting more than a daily supply of food, and he blessed him, saying, you are fortunate. Narad Muni and Parvat Muni then disappeared from that place. Eta kohilun tomai vyadera akyan jay shunile hoy sadhu sangha prabhavagyan. Thus have narrated the incident of the hunter. By hearing this narration, one can understand the influence of association with devotees. Okay, so tomorrow I will continue reading from this point on. Now, there's also a story of Narad Muni. He had one disciple, one became a disciple who was a snake, a cobra. Became a disciple of Narad Muni. So then the snake approached Narad Muni, became his disciple, and Narad Muni gave the snake the instruction, don't bite any people, don't kill them. It was a cobra. So then the snake did that. Then after some time, Narad Muni returned, and the snake was had many, many cuts on his body. He was hurt. Narad Muni said, what happened to you? And the snake said, well, you told me not to bite anybody. And because of that, many children and other people, they come and they throw stones at me. And they chase after me because they know I won't bite them. Then Narad Muni said, he said, I told you not to bite anybody, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't show your hoods. Like a snake will go like this. He says, I told you not to bite anybody, but I didn't tell you not to show your hoods. Okay, so now we'll stop here. But by the association of Narad Muni, the hunter, Mrigari. The name Mrigari, Mriga means animal and Ari means the enemy. So his name means the enemy of the animals. Mrigari, that was his name.
That was a beautiful story.
And how, why did you take it? Oh, sorry.
I loved it.
Okay. It's that speaker's up very loud.
From yesterday, because people were complaining, what's her name? Mercedes was saying she couldn't hear you, so they turned it
Yeah,
up.
well, can't hear, come in the temple.
Okay. Oops.
Oops, yeah, forgot.
Parvat Muni, Parvat Maharaj. That was same time.
Parvat just means mountain or hill.
Beautiful.
But it's the name, Parvat is one of the 10 original sannyas names.
Given by
Parvat.
Shankaracharya.
Like given by the Vaishnavas also.
Yeah.
Hari Harai Nama Krishna Jaravaya Nama
Hari Nama Krishna Yaravaya Nama
Jaravaya Maravaya Keshavaya Nama
Yaravaya Maravaya Keshavaya Nama
Gopal Govinda Ram Srimad Sudan
Gopal Govinda Ram Srimad Sudan
Giridhari Gopinatha Maranamo
Giridhari Gopinatha Maranamo
Jai Saparikara Shishi Guru Guranga Gandharvika Giridhari Juki Jai Jai Om Vishnu Pan Paramansa Paramajaka Charyashtatano Sadashi Shiman Shila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnu Pan Paramansa Paramajaka Charyashtatano Sadashi Shiman Shila Bhakti Shila Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Sachidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnupad Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai Shri Rupanuga Guru Varga Ki Jai Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai Premsigo Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ki Jai Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur Ki Jai Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat Ki Jai Nartam Srinivas Shamananda Prabhu Ki Jai Jai Om Vishnu Jayom Vishnupad Vishvavaranya Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada ki jai. Jayom Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Nirmal Acharya Maharaj ki jai. Ananda Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Shri Navadip Dham ki jai. Shri Dham Mayapur ki jai. Saparshada Shri Nityananda Prabhu ki jai. Saparshada Shri Mahaprabhu ki jai. Shri Koladvip ki jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat ki jai. Soquel Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Seva Ashram ki jai. Ganga Devi ki jai. Tulasi Maharani ki jai. Bhakti Devi ki jai. Shri Vrindavan Dham ki jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Go Gopi Govardhan Sham Khana Radha Kunda Kalindi Yamuna Ju ki jai. Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan ki jai. Sripad Bhakti Chandan Parvat Maharaj ki jai. All the assembled devotees ki jai. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Mo.
Bhakti Pavan Janardan Maharaj ki
Jai.
Push the right